Right. Yay. Welcome everyone to 3 tips to ruin your blissful marriage. We are excited to be here with the amazing Amy Dickey and Jennifer Jones-Smith. Yay. Thank you for being on. And we are going to have a little bit of fun today, but we're also hoping that you take away from this a few things that you can tweak in your marriage, so that you can feel that fullness of joy that can come when you have things aligned in your marriage. And we all kind of get off track occasionally, and it's just part of living, you know? And we do some stuff sometimes that ruin our marriages that are just little things that we can tweak. And so each of us, Amy, Jennifer, and I have come up with one tip. We're going to talk about that and share a little bit of experiences that we've had with
Shh, don't climb on her, Kelly.
everyone. Let's see. What do I do? Mute all. And I'm not muted, I don't think, right? You can hear me? Okay. Okay, awesome. But first, first person that we're going to hear from about the tip to ruin your blissful marriage is from Amy. So I'm going to, you can unmute yourself. Let's see. You're unmuted.
Can you hear me? Because I just unmuted myself.
Yep.
Okay. Well, first of all, I would like to thank Jennifer and Julie. This is so fun, having a webinar with you guys. This is so fun. And I just went through Lacey and Patty and Erica and Darlene. Oh my gosh, all these fun friends. This is so fun. Oh, Lydia just got on. You guys, I don't know who 1, 2, 3 is, but you're awesome. I love you guys. Thank you, all my friends. Hi, Lydia. Thank you for coming. This is so fun and supporting us, because this is important. I have a really, really valuable tip to share with you guys today. My tip is, when you get married, and I did this, so I know how good this is.
You got married?
Yeah, that's not my tip. That's how I know that this tip works.
Oh, okay.
To always put your kids first. So whatever you do, because I did this. So I had this main goal when I was a child. I had this dream to grow up and get married and have kids. That was like my ultimate, yes, this is what I'm going to do. Love my life dream. I got there. I got married, got a husband. Okay, next thing on the list, have some kids. As soon as I had a baby, I forgot that I was married, because I just kind of went into this mommy role, and I just put my kids first. I was like, sure, you can come sleep in my bed. Sure, you can. And I just was like, I got to be a mom. Well, I forgot that I was a wife. So I just put my kids first. And sometimes if they're sick, you have to. But I hardly ever put my husband first. And that ruined a lot of good times in my marriage. So, is that a good tip?
I was muted, sorry. Yeah, that's an awesome tip. Yeah, so is there any particular times when you did that, and what results came from it?
Well, I remember that my husband was struggling with it after our first baby, and he went and talked to my mom about it. And she said, oh, she's just, adjusting, da-da-da. But I didn't go to her and say, I didn't know it was a problem, so I didn't do anything about it. So I didn't recognize that it was a problem. Anyways, I didn't talk to her about it, because if she would have told me, hey, give your husband some attention once in a while, I would have thought would be a good idea. But it just didn't occur to me. I just thought, well, what I thought was that the time frame for getting married, I got married. Within a couple months, I got pregnant. So that was my marriage time. And then I thought, you have kids, and then when they move out, then you go back to your husband because all the kids are gone. That wasn't a good idea.
Well, if it is, if you want to ruin your marriage.
Yes. Well, I have to be truthful and honest. I didn't want to ruin my marriage, so I've had to kind of come back to that.
So for those of you on this call who want to ruin your marriage, then this is a really good tip. But if you don't want to ruin your marriage, don't follow Amy's example.
Please learn from my mistakes.
Awesome. Thanks.
So can I add something to that, Amy?
Please.
So, you talked about getting married and there was a short time before you had children. And I remember with me, it was the same way. In fact, my first two girls are only 15 months apart.
Wow.
And I got to throw this out there we're talking to married couples here. I remember my husband one time saying how he would like to be more intimate. But I spent all my energy and my focus on nursing these little babies and feeding them and caring for them, that he did feel neglected when it came to that, personal part of our relationship too. So very important. Yeah.
And if you let them sleep in your bed, then how's that going to happen? Right? Unless you find some more skills. I don't know if you could do that. But it will be harder, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Is there anything else? Any other?
Not right now, but, I'll probably interrupt you guys when you guys are talking because I like to do that.
Sounds good. Interrupt away. All right. Jennifer, are you ready? Do you want to share your?
Sure. I'm unmuted, so I'm actually, I need a sip of water, of course, when it's my turn, right?
We'll watch you. Don't worry.
Okay. So I actually need to start out with a story so that you can kind of understand where my tip is coming from. And it's actually about two stories. So first I wanted to ask, have you ever had those magical moments when you're on this cruise ship with your spouse and you look across the ocean and it's very still and calm, and the beautiful golden sun is just slipping below the horizon between the sky and the water, and you're all cozy, standing on the edge of this cruise ship, and then nothing happens. Isn't that magical? So I tell that because my husband and I actually went on a cruise, and from the outside it looked like it was tons of fun, right? Food and games, and we went offshore on excursions, went on a bike ride down at Catalina Island, went into Mexico, did all this fun stuff. But I got to tell you, this whole week that I thought would have been like this romantic bliss, it was not. I felt disconnected from my spouse, even though I was in this, beautiful cruise ship, supposedly having this great time. And we mentioned intimacy already. That even felt almost fake. I don't know. It was like disconnected. It's like it's expected of you. Not that any of you have ever felt that way. So we had this emotional disconnect. Okay, so fast forward a little bit, because we've actually been married 30 years this June, yay. And I thought we had like this really great marriage, and we have 6 children, and now we have 8 grandchildren. But about 25 years into the marriage, I could tell something was off. Something was not quite right. I just couldn't put my finger on it. But there again, I thought our marriage was okay. And so one night, not that we would ever fight. I use the word fight. My husband said, argument. And I don't even remember what we were arguing about. But I remember him saying to me, "You never wanted to be with me anyway." And then he emotionally broke down. He broke down into tears. And I thought, what in the world? Like, I married you. We have children. Why are you saying I never wanted to be with you? And he was having this meltdown. And then a few minutes later, he said, that's it. I totally just ruined everything. So I gotta tell you guys, because you're my friends here. I thought, did you have an affair? You just ruined everything. I had no clue what was going on. And he proceeded to break down even further. In fact, he ran out of the house. And I got really afraid. First I thought, well, is our marriage over? Meaning, are we going to end up with a divorce? But then probably the most scary thing is he had struggled with depression for quite a while. And I knew he had some suicidal thoughts. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is like a major breakdown is he going to go do something? And he's not even going to be around to have a marriage with, right? So I like ran out of the house and I followed him around for a couple blocks, just like, what's going on? So I was scared. And if you've ever had those moments when you feel like, wow, I'm the big failure here. What did I miss? How did we get to this point? What is so bad here? I mean, I didn't know what was going on still, but it must be me. I must be the failure. I missed something along the way. And I was really afraid. So since I said we've been married for 30 years, happily now, obviously we got through that tough point in our marriage. And the next day we were able to spend hours, literally hours, communicating, trying to backtrack and say, what in the world happened, right? And so my tip for you today, if you would like to ruin your blissful marriage, is to ignore those subtle cues, especially those nonverbal cues that are going on all the time, every day, you guys. These nonverbal body language cues, right? And many of us are familiar with that our words do not tell the whole story. So when he finally had this meltdown and he said, you never wanted to be with me anyway, okay, those of us that are mentors here, what's going on in your mind that makes you think that when it's not true? I love my husband. I've always loved my husband. Why would he say that, right? And so ruin your marriage by ignoring those subtle nonverbal cues. And had I, had some of this knowledge and training years ago, certainly we could have avoided this terrible little, I don't know what you call it, crash in our marriage, right? And so today, if you guys wouldn't mind, I'd like to just share some of those nonverbal body language cues you should watch for. Would that be all right? Well,
I would love that.
Yeah, let's just cover some of those. And you may be familiar with some of them, but the first thing is, so we speak with our mouth. And so if you're in a conversation with your spouse, or if you're just conversing to them and they're supposed to be listening, right? But if you watch their mouth, if they get really tight-lipped, this kind of thing, there's something that they're wanting to say. Okay, so that's one little body language cue. The other thing might be is if they're biting. Okay, chomping at the bit. I want to say something. And so we need to be watching for that. Don't keep running off at the mouth. Not that we'd ever do that. So chomping at the bit is another one. I'm going to cheat and look at my notes. So yeah, obviously if they are kind of like covering their mouth, I actually notice that with myself. If I'm in a conversation and I want to say something so bad, but I'll just be like, okay, I'm like waiting my turn, right? And I'll kind of cover my mouth. So that's another cue. Another cue would be the little Adam's apple, if you swallow really hard. Okay, they're swallowing something. So they're maybe holding back. That's a really good clue that they're holding back and they want to share something. And then another thing maybe to watch for is crossed arms. So for me, I do that a lot. That's just the way I like to stand because I'm relaxed. But for some people, it could mean, hey, I'm closed off to you. What you were saying is kind of ticking me off. And like, maybe I don't want to hear anymore. I mean, this would be really obvious, right? Like, I don't want to hear you, but it could just be this stance of crossed arms, So I'd encourage you, think about those that I've shared with you and pay attention to your spouse. And as you go along your daily life with them and you have conversations, if you notice any of these cues, then you might want to find out what's going on. Or you could just ignore them and ruin your marriage, right? Ruin that blissful marriage. But, and it might be different for different people. So there again, your spouse might have a different body language cue that's like, hey, I wanted to say something, or hey, I'm getting kind of ticked off at you here, And so obviously when we can watch for these cues, especially the swallowing one or covering the mouth or the tight-lipped, give your spouse the opportunity to talk. So like right now, I'm just going. Nobody's interrupting me. Thank you. Feel free, right? But when you see these cues, it's a really good opportunity to shut up. And I just want to give you one more tip. One more tip is you don't want to say, is there something bothering you, or is something wrong? Okay? Because we don't want to be put on the defensive right up front. Oh, no. And women, it's like, no, I'm fine. There's nothing. I'm fine. You know, whatever. And so if we can make the questions more open-ended. So some ideas I had was maybe just simply saying, you know, what's on your mind? What's on your mind right now? Would you like to share? Or, you know, is there something that you would like to share? And so it's a lot more non-threatening that way, instead of saying, is something bothering you? Did I say something wrong? You know, like, we don't want to go there. Let's try and just be more present in the moment, right? Don't assume. That's the other thing I'd caution you. Don't assume that you know what's wrong or what they're thinking about. Give them the opportunity to share. Now, you guys, I got to tell you, if I would have used these simple little techniques of noticing the body language and being open with the conversation, it's kind of scary, right? Being a little bit vulnerable to say, hey, is there something on your mind? Because you never know what's going to come out of each other's mouths, right? But we need to create that safe environment to share. And so body language is powerful tip to use. Let's see. Let me see if I had another thought here. Yeah, there again, don't assume the worst. Just give them the opportunity to share, and be willing to listen and not interrupt. And that's the positive tip, so that you can keep that blissful marriage. And don't wait till you're crashing and burning like we did. So
I love it.
I feel inspired to ask you a question. Is that okay?
Sure. Yes.
Now, some of us have husbands who aren't super open and talkative. What are some tips to help us make it a safe space for them to open up and share what they really want to share?
Okay, that is a really great question, Julie. I love that question. Actually, you know, inspiration works. So I have some inspiration coming. So I'm okay with that. Yay. So I think a lot about pillow talk. And to me, for me and my husband, that's one of our favorite times to have a conversation. So the kids are all in bed, or, you know, I've only got one kid left at home, so that's kind of cool. But anyway, just that time at night when it's quiet and the day is past and gone, and you can calm your mind down a little bit, get cozy if you want, you know, in the bed, and open up that conversation and just be relaxed and connected that way. And I got to tell you, for me and my husband, that often leads to more than just conversation, because we really do get in this safe zone and we connect right there. Some other ideas is just taking some time to sit and be still and be quiet. So like we just had our first snowstorm, and so, you know, with winter coming, it might be a time when you can just carve out, 10 minutes is not enough for us, but like at least a half an hour where maybe you can go, and we have some fireplaces in our house, right? So build a fire, get some hot cocoa, some toast or whatever you like with that, and make that time. Like even schedule it on your calendar, right? I mean, we're supposed to do like the weekly date night, but it can be just these little snippets of time, pillow talk, sitting in front of the fireplace. My husband and I joked about, we made a video last week, and we joked about a date night, and I said, well, I need to go shopping. Would you like to come with me? And usually he rolls his eyes at shopping, right? But he's like, okay, well, if it's with you, sure. And so a lot of times, I mean, he's taken me to Lowe's, you know, hardware shopping. That's exciting. That's so romantic. But it's that time, and that's like his, what is it, like his domain, his environment for me to go to Lowe's, right, and go shopping with them. But just whatever is going to work for you and your hubby, just make the time or actually put it on the calendar and create that nice environment that works for you and your spouse.
I love that. Yeah. I actually, right before the webinar, my husband came out. He's like, "Are you busy?" I'm like, "Well, I have a webinar." He wanted to go for a drive and just have, I was like, "Oh man." But anyway, yeah, that would have been.
I loved everything you said. Like, I took notes. Like, this is good stuff. And I wish I would have known it like 20 years ago. This is good stuff. Like, I didn't pay attention. I didn't know my husband was giving me clues, because I'm sure he was, but I don't know, because I wasn't trying or paying attention.
Yeah.
Well, and some people, I got to say this, you guys, I'm so on the intimacy one lately. I don't know what it is, but so you want the pillow talk, and by the time you get there, your spouse is asleep. Now, I gotta say, like, this happens to me a lot because my husband, when he got his new job, his schedule changed a little bit. So, like, we used to go to bed at the same time, and I would usually fall asleep before him. In fact, he would get frustrated because we'd be doing our pillow talk, and I'm like, fall asleep. That's so rude. But now it's almost reversed. And so.
Oh, it's easy to get a guy from that state to.
I was going to say, if you like, just wear your birthday suit.
That's a different story, but.
So wear your birthday suit and pull the sheets down a little bit. I think he'll have some pillow talk, right?
Yeah.
You're there before he gets there.
Yeah, it's dark. It gets dark earlier, so put your kids to bed earlier.
Yeah. If we are falling asleep, sometimes that's hard for us to pull ourselves out of that state. But for a man, it's just like, if anything happens, all of a sudden, I'm not tired anymore, are you? So yeah.
Yes, well, we don't mean to turn this into
I think your guys' problem right now is probably the best scenario, instead of you being tired.
Yes.
That's a little bit.
I'm very awake.
Awesome. Okay. Change of subject. No, just kidding. Okay. I also noticed something that you said at the very start, part of your story. You said you were on this cruise and it was this beautiful environment, but yet there was no connection.
Mm-hmm.
From the outside, it might have looked like there was, but there wasn't. Yeah. So I kind of thought, I'm like, so you're saying that it's not if you get to go on that dream trip to Hawaii or whatever that's going to rekindle your marriage. It's not that. Like, that environment is really not what causes the problems, right?
Exactly. So don't go spending like $2,000-$3,000 on a trip thinking, oh, that's going to fix my marriage.
Yeah.
It just takes you from another spot, takes your problems to another spot in the world, right?
Yeah. So you can rekindle and have that saucy, amazing relationship at home. It doesn't matter where you're at. Like, you can have those amazing experiences with other places and rekindle things.
Mm-hmm.
But you can it won't take away your problems if you don't purposely work on that, right? Yeah.
I like the fireplace.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Okay, awesome. You guys want to hear my tip?
Yes, please.
All right, so if you want to ruin your blissful marriage, what you got to do is only see the negative in your spouse. Because when you only see the negative, then you will never compliment him, and you will always yell at him. And whenever he walks in the door, you're going to be annoyed because what he just did was, like, how he walked through the door, it was the wrong way to walk through the door. So you'll find every opportunity that you can to criticize him. And that for sure will work. I promise you. So if you're looking to ruin your blissful marriage, this is a hot tip. Along with these others, apply them all, and you've got a surefire plan, right? But if your goal is to rekindle that marriage and really make it amazing and blissful and just have that deep connection with your spouse, then I would recommend that you find the positive in your spouse. And you see him for his potential. Maybe not who he is now, but who he could be. when I started seeing that and that became my picture of my spouse, instead of looking at his flaws that he has now as this mortal human and seeing him for the potential that he is, I see him for this amazing person that he is. And I easily overlook those flaws that we both have because we're human and we're in this learning state and, you know, in this mortal realm. So we know that we're going to have those problems of faults and shortcomings, and we're not going to do everything perfectly. And we have a choice. We can see ourselves and our spouse for who we are as these imperfect people and see those faults and think that they're wrong, or we can choose to see the growth that our spouse is experiencing and the person that they can become. And when you do that, then you start treating them that way. And guess what that does? It opens up the opportunity for them to advance and move forward in their life. But if you dwell on that negative part of them, the part that needs to improve, that's where they'll stay. You have great power, especially as women. We have great power over our spouses. And it's not power of bossing around and nagging. That's not the power that we have. The power that we have is how we see our spouse and their potential. And when we see that and express that to them, it is fuel to the fire and magnifies them as a person so that they can live to their potential. Would you like a tip on how to start seeing your spouse that way? Yes? Okay. I've said this before a few times, so if you follow me, I might have told you this tip. And if you haven't done it yet, then this is a second time I'm telling you, and you better do it. Because it works so well. Is every single day, write down something that you love about your spouse or that you're grateful for. And at first, when I first started this, I was coming from a point of this what I was just describing, of seeing only the negative, that everything that he did was wrong. And I knew he was a good person. But even if he did the dishes, oh, well, he's doing it wrong. I wasn't accepting and loving the fact that he was doing the dishes or taking care of, kids or whatever he was doing to help. I could not be grateful for that because all I could see was the things he was doing wrong. So I was at this point where I could logically see that I was seeing everything wrong about him, but I knew that I needed to change that. And I was like, how? All I can see, I want to change this, but how? And the idea came to me to every day have this private journal and write something I was grateful for about. Now, this can also be done in another way of writing a love letter to your spouse that you give or not give to them. So there's two options. Write something, and the first one is simple and really easy to do, and it would only take a couple minutes. And I still do this. I actually have a list of gratitude of 6 things, and one of them includes my spouse and what I'm grateful for about him. But every day I write down what I'm grateful for. And it doesn't take very long, but it really is powerful. And that helps me see the positive and feel the positive for him. And those things that he does wrong, yeah, he's not perfect. I know that logically, but now emotionally, I don't feel that way. It's reversed. Whereas before, logically, I knew he was a better guy than I saw him as, but emotionally, I could only feel ungrateful for him. Now it's reversed, where I know that he's not perfect, but I feel like he is.
Wow.
It's really awesome.
Okay. I hope I get a recording. That was good. And I've never heard you say that before, so thanks for really telling me.
Awesome. Choose. Which one are you going to do? Daily gratitude or a daily love letter? The love letter is going to be a little bit more time consuming, and if you do that one, I would recommend committing to a certain amount of time, or else it's not going to happen. So commit to doing it for a week. because it is more time consuming, it will be harder to keep up for a long period of time, but it will be a powerful boost to get that switch. Whereas the daily gratitude will be a little bit slower switch, but it will still work, but you can stay doing that long term. So I'd invite you to choose which one, if of course you want to have a blissful marriage. I'm assuming. So if you choose that that's what you want, then I would recommend you choose one of those options that you want to implement into your life. Okay.
That was really, really good.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that was awesome, Julie. Can I add just one more thing there?
I would love it.
So I'm going to go for the daily thing, right? And I love energy healing work. I've done it for quite a few years. And so as Julie's talking, she talks about this feeling, changing how you feel toward your spouse. And so in energy work, a lot of times we see, like, if couples are struggling with their finances, that there's some energy around that. And oftentimes it's the wife. I got to pick on us as women.
We're powerful.
Yeah, it is the wife not trusting the husband to provide for the family. And I love that because Julie and Nick are this amazing example of that. She has a beautiful story, and I won't really share it because it's her story, but because of her belief in him, at a critical time when they needed some finances coming in, right? And with his business, just kind of a new business, because of Julie's belief in him, it turned around for them. That energy was opened up, and so proof in the pudding that what she's telling you is really helpful.
Awesome, thank you. So what you just said, I got a new idea. Next level for these letters or this gratitude, add in how grateful you are at what a great provider he is. And recognize those things. If you're struggling with money and that part of it, and he's struggling to provide for your family, how powerful would that be just by you being grateful for that, even if you don't express it to him?
Yeah.
Just the energy that it creates, right?
So I got to tell you, one of my daily declarations has been that my husband provides abundantly for our family. And there was a time when he didn't even have a job. We were living off savings. But I tell you guys, that energy is powerful.
Yeah. Yay. Awesome. Okay. So these things that I'm telling you, you can tell them these things or you don't have to. But what happened for me is, as I felt this way, it easily started coming from my lips. It easily started being expressed. So at first, it would have been awkward for me if I felt like I had to give this book to him, because some of the things were so dumb. Like, I mean, it wasn't dumb, but it felt dumb to me because I could only find the thing that I felt grateful for that day was that he did dishes or something really simple, because I was at such a low level at that point. And so as you grow and as you practice this, you don't have to tell them at first. Don't put that pressure on yourself. But it will become easier because it will come naturally. You'll feel it already, and it will just come naturally. Like when they do the dishes, you'll just be like, oh, thank you, and you'll just love that, and you'll be able to share that thankfulness and gratitude and love towards him without it being, awkward or strange or whatever. Does that make sense?
I love that.
Is that helpful?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Way awesome.
Okay.
Well,
go ahead, Amy.
I'm excited to do that. So thank you. That's awesome.
Awesome. Okay. I would like to ask. Okay. So first of all, maybe many of you know that I and these ladies are actually helping plan and execute this. We are putting on a marriage retreat called the Blissful Marriage
Winter
Retreat. Maybe it's a little too long. So it's a winter retreat. So that means we're going to do this again, but you're going to want to be to this. This one is going to be so awesome. And I'm so freaking excited about it. The energy of the event is already so amazing that I know this is going to be so awesome and that we are going to sell out for this really fast.
Yes.
And so I am really, really excited for this, but we want to share that with you right now so that right now we have it at our pricing is for the early bird pricing, and it's priced so low. Basically, it's just to cover our costs because we want this to be able to be affordable for everyone. And why we're doing it right now is so that you can use, and like if you really want to come, you can buy this as a Christmas gift. Like it could be, you know, so if funds are tight and you really want to come, we hope that it is affordable for you. That was our plan. That is our goal because we want to help you and provide this opportunity for you. And this event is going to be an empowering and fun event. It is not, don't expect it to be something where it's going to be, we're going to teach you things to get over problems. We're not going to focus on the problems. We're going to focus on the awesomeness of marriage. And so you should leave happy and uplifted from this event. That is the goal, right, ladies?
I'm already feeling so energized. Like, I just want to be around Jennifer and her husband and Julie and her husband and just see them together. Like, just to be around you guys. It's so exciting.
Yeah. And then we also have some awesome speakers that we're all speaking, but then we also have Tammy and Casey Ward, who are amazing speakers. I'm sure you guys know. If you don't, then find out who they are because they are an amazing couple. She runs events herself, and she is actually my personal mentor, and she has given me lots of awesome tips to make this an amazing event. So it's going to be awesome. And then we also have Sean and Carol White, who they are a melt your heart couple, and they will bring a different tone to this. And if you don't connect with one of us, then you'll probably connect with them because they're so sweet and they have some amazing things to share and an amazing journey where they came from in their marriage to where they are now. They'll tell their story and it's really awesome. And so we're so excited. And then there's also going to be one more speaker, and we're still working that details out for that one. But I'm pretty sure we'll have him come. If not, I have another amazing speaker lined up. So we're going to have another spot filled that's really, really going to be awesome. I think you'll recognize and be excited for this one that we're trying to get right now. So to come without your spouse. What do you guys think if someone could come without their spouse?
I think that there's going to be some amazing tips and things that you can take home, and it will grow you. So
the pricing is for a couple, so you could bring a best friend with you. I would say come with someone though, because everyone's going to be coupled off, and so if you came only by yourself, that might be a little bit awkward for you. And so
Right.
if you want to come and your spouse isn't in the place in his life to be able to come, or in, you know, if it's just not possible, but you really want to benefit from this, I would recommend finding a best friend to come with, because that you'll still like learn and soak up some of those things where we know as women we have such power in our marriages. I feel like, I know I'm not solely responsible, but I really feel like what I've done is responsible for how I've changed around my marriage, and that my husband just came along for the ride, that he didn't focus on that. I did. So I know that when you learn these principles, that you can start your marriage on that path, and it doesn't have to be both of you focusing on it. That he will naturally come along because he does love you, even if you're at that point where it doesn't feel that way. So that's my recommendation for those of you who asked. Okay. Let's see. I was going to ask Amy a question. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, Amy. Why should people come to the retreat, in your opinion?
Well, I believe marriages is super important. I believe that it's so easy at this time of year. We got lined up holidays. We have super stress. We have shopping lists and parties and things to make, things to buy. And I neglect my husband. He's like the first thing that gets neglected. And I just want to give this to him as a gift. Say, hey, I'm not going to neglect you anymore. I want to spend time together. I want to learn tools. I want to be around powerful people. Jennifer and her husband are speaking. You know, Julie and her husband are speaking. These great people, we can learn great tools that we never knew. So what? We've been married 20 years. Maybe we could still, we still have a chance. We can still learn this stuff.
Yeah, it's not too late.
Yeah, it's not too late. We're not dead yet.
You're not done yet. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we still have little kids, so we still got a long, I mean, my baby's in first grade. I still got a long ways before I'm done raising kids. So, hey, let's show these kids.
Well, and even if you were done raising kids,
yeah,
still benefit from that.
Yeah.
And, and then the other fun thing I didn't even mention is this retreat is at Little America in Salt Lake City.
Like, awesome.
So, and then we also have some rooms reserved for people at a really good discount. So if you wanted to stay right there at the hotel, you can get a room through us that we, have arranged. So anyway, that's optional though.
I think that is super fun. I mean, we've priced this just for the event because we have to get the room and all the equipment and stuff like that. But if if your price point is a little higher for a Christmas gift, or if your desire to invest in your marriage is a little bit higher, then yeah, get a room.
Yeah, get a room.
Get a room.
That's awesome. Get a room.
Did I really say get a room? I think I said that. Anyways.
You did. Good job, baby.
So yeah, we'll come and we'll have a little overnight.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Awesome. Make it
optional and fun. And then we also have the options to take some saucy pictures. I'm going to do a screen share because I got some.
I don't know how saucy mine are going to be because I'm like super modest, but.
Oh, I'm fully clothed. I'll show you. Hold on just a second.
Oh yeah, let's see your saucy pictures.
Okay. I'm not going to show these to everyone, but you guys are special. Okay, so here's one of them. So we're in Hawaii. So these are not going to be the same because you're not going to be in Hawaii. But Livia is going to be there to take pictures if you wanted to invest in it. It's at an additional cost. But I just want to give you an idea of like how fun it is.
I know. I seriously don't have any pictures of me and my husband. Like,
so there's
pictures
one.
on our website are like 10 years old at my sister's wedding. Like, we don't hardly have any pictures together. This is so fun.
Oh, just think engagement pictures. Like, just adore each other and.
I love it.
Fun.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice.
So, like, you don't have to be like looking like you're making out. You can just love each other. See? And then what I do is I take these kind of pictures and I put them up around my room, and it really sets the tone for my room that it's a place where we can come to love each other.
Love it.
Not pictures of your children. That's actually another tip.
No
Amy, do not put all of your children on the wall of your bedroom.
No kids staring at you.
That's not what put the children first, right?
Yeah. Anyway, so this is kind of like, I just want to get you excited for, if you don't do it here at the retreat, I don't care. I'm just providing this because
It's important.
I wanted to provide this opportunity because some people don't arrange that for themselves. And so
it's perfect timing. You're already going to be all dolled up and already have the kids taken care of. So
yeah,
get up.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a few of my pictures. And as you can see, like, when just having that connection and that love for each other and then capturing that in a picture is like, I don't know. I love when I see that because I can see how he looks at me from another point of view, and I can see how much he loves me. So, anyway, there you go. And
that's so awesome. Hey, another thing I thought of that's a good tip is for people that are out of town and you don't live in Utah, or, I mean, the airport's right by the Little America. I mean, it's, a shuttle or a track away. It's easy to get transportation. And fly in, come in. And Salt Lake has a lot of other great stuff going on. So don't let that stop you if you're not from Salt Lake.
Yeah, for sure. It's really accessible. It's like a block away from the track station, so you can come right there and stay in the hotel and everything. So anyway, Okay, Jennifer, what do you feel like the participants will gain from coming to the event?
Okay, well, I gotta say, you don't want to miss this. I mean, we have some powerhouse speakers coming, right? And so, we've shared a few tips. We've been joking about ruining your blissful marriage, but these speakers are going to be fantastic. And I, like Amy, I'm so excited to hear everyone else. But the other thing, you guys, I know all of these speakers personally, okay? So even though they're like awesome mentors and they own their own businesses and all that, they're real people, and I actually know the other side of them that they don't maybe want the public to always know. And they're just like you. They've been through the struggles of marriage and they've learned ways to create more of a blissful marriage, to connect with your spouse, to not have to go through that breakdown and wonder, how did we get here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it will be a lot of fun, but I guarantee you learn a lot, just like you've been taking notes today.
Yeah, and events like that show the other side of the person usually, whereas online you're presented a little bit differently sometimes, where you aren't as intimate and showing that what you've truly been through, or so.
Right, and our husbands will be there, and they'll keep us in line. So if we say something not quite right, I'm sure they'll let us know.
Their side of the story, right?
Their side of the story. So that brings to mind, if you guys want to hear the other side to my husband's story, like you heard my side, right? But his side's very, very intriguing. Like he will share most likely how he got there. How did he get to that breakdown? What was going on in our marriage? Now, I promise he didn't have an affair. Yay. That was not what was going on. But he's a very powerful teacher. He's a deep thinker. And you're sure to learn a lot from our story, from Julie's and Amy's and Tammy and Casey and Sean and Carol White. All of us have had some pretty intense moments in our marriages. And so we're going to be there to share all those golden nuggets that we've learned along the way.
Yeah. Awesome. And then
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, and then we also, at least I have some fun games planned. Yeah. I still need to talk to you guys about that. So, but I have some fun ideas and
fun.
So what were you going to say, Amy?
Oh, just that Tammy yesterday was talking about her husband. And when I think of how I want my marriage to be, I look at people that have the marriages that I want, like you guys. And like Tammy was talking about her husband, talking about what he looks like in his work uniform and just how much he which is so cute how she talks about him. And I think she even mentioned she's going to bring chocolate-covered strawberries to on Friday night. She's speaking Friday night. So we got good stuff coming. It's good.
Yeah. She mentioned something else she might provide too, but I'm not going to mention that.
Top secret.
Okay. What I want to know from those of you on here, is there anything, like any ideas that you guys got while we were talking that you're like, I want to see this happen at the event, or see this provided at the event? Because we're making this for you guys. We want to make this the best event possible and have an amazing experience for you guys to rekindle and connect and, come back to where you need to be at in your marriage to go and reach your goals as a family and as a couple. So what are some ideas? I know that I'm not going to think of anything. Oh, when is it? Good question.
Hey, it's Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah.
It is Friday the 13th.
Love that.
It's January 13th and 14th, and we're going to start in the evening. So if your husband needs to work that day, no problem. We have registration from 6 to 7, and then the event starts at 7 that night. We'll have one speaker that night, and then the next morning we start at 9, and then end in the evening before dinner. So that's
good question, Kathy. That's a really good question.
I forget details like that.
But I like it because you don't have to take days off work. Husbands can just come right after work and just come and enjoy the weekend without having to worry about work.
Yep. Awesome. So, what I would have this idea. I want to kind of run it past you guys and see what you think. If we provided, like, had a ticket that was available that we provided a little extra stuff, like maybe some roses and, you know, some other fun stuff for, like, the romanticness of the Friday night, would that be worth paying just a little bit extra for a ticket? And would you guys like that provided, to have, like, the ambiance of a romantic, like, we could get some sparkling cider or something? I don't know. What do you guys think? Any feedback on that? Would that be something you guys would be interested in for us to provide the option of? What do you guys think, Amy? I know I haven't even told you guys that idea.
I know. Well, are you talking like chocolate?
Well, yeah, we could have some chocolate, some sparkling cider.
Yeah, sparkling cider is awesome.
Maybe we couldn't really do music, could we? That would be nice to, like, send them with some music, but I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. We all find somebody to serve
chocolate.
That's right, Kathy.
Chocolate, yes. Then yes.
My husband loves chocolate, and he likes cheese too.
And Julie, I'm wondering if we could make that like as just an extra bundle.
Yeah, like an extra bundle, like
yeah,
option.
Yeah,
for sure, an optional add-on. That would be perfect.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
You know, just to make it, like, take it up to that next level of a romantic getaway for those who wanted it. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, reserved seats could go with it. Ah, I love that idea, Kathy.
Happy. Yeah.
So VIP.
Cane with reserved seats. Oh, come. I'm sure it means come. I was like, what's a cane? Come with reserved seats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kathy, I want to sit on the front row with you, Kathy.
See, that's why I asked, because I was like, I know I can't think of everything. So that's perfect. Okay, anything else?
Yes.
Any other ideas? What could we add to that just to make it awesome? Jennifer, do you have any ideas?
So when my husband and I stayed at Anniversary Inn recently, they also had those little balls of stuff when you throw in the water, it bubbles and it's bath bomb or something. I don't know.
Bath bomb, yeah.
Yeah, bath bomb. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, we can brainstorm about that later, but I just wanted to, like, hey, we have some extra people to help us plan. Why not?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So, if you guys want to get tickets for that, you just go to my website at juliebrowncoaching.com, and then you click on events, and it will drop down, and then you just click on the Blissful Marriage Winter Retreat, and then that will take you to the page to register, and then you can choose whatever extra add-ons you want. If we add that extra bundle on, we can, and you purchase a ticket now, we can let you know, and then you can add that on too, so that you don't miss that opportunity. But I didn't, you know, we're just still kind of, you know, having fun planning this, so I haven't added that yet. So, all right, connecting experiences at the event, like,
We'll do lots of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. We each have those planned in our presentations. We like them too. They're super important. We like them too.
Yeah. Okay. Yay. Hey, awesome. Thank you guys so much for being on this. I really appreciate it, and I really hope that you at least took one thing that you're like, okay, this will be easy to implement, and I know it makes a big difference. I really, really hope that you can take something away from this. Each of us offered some experiences and tips from our marriage that we saw that made a huge difference. And we really we tried to provide you with the tip that we really felt like made the big difference. We didn't want to provide you with too many where it was like overwhelming. We wanted to give you the gold, you know? And so that's what our goal was, and I really hope that worked. And special price for being here today.
Early bird. You get the early bird pricing.
Early bird. Yeah.
Yep.
Early bird pricing.
What is that price? Is that the price that we're offering it right now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
59, right?
59. Yeah, 59.
And You know what? I will give everyone who was on here on this webinar a recording of a CD that I recorded for being on here on this today. Is that
Julie,
okay?
that's super generous. Thank you.
Because the pricing that we have right now is rock bottom.
I know. For a Friday night and a Saturday event for $59, that's really, for 2 people, that's really good.
It's just enough to cover the cost of the event. And so it's rock bottom right now. But I do want to give you guys something, awesome for being here as a thank you. So I will give you that recording of my CD. So I hope that's good. Okay. Awesome.
Fantastic.
Okay, we'll send this out, and you're welcome to watch it again if you want.
And watch for some other webinars coming up as well. We're going to have some other of our speakers on some webinars. So yeah. Watch for those.
Yep. This will be awesome. Carol, you're on here? What? You should have unmuted yourself when we were talking about how awesome you were. That's so rude of you. Just kidding. Okay, so Carol was on here, and yeah, she's good at speaking. So that was awesome. Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah.
So,
I hope all you guys on this call come. I want to see all you guys there. It'll be so fun.
yeah, this event is gonna attract really, really high quality, amazing people.
Yeah.
So you're gonna want to be there just to interact and get that energy from those people. So just saying. All right, okay, love you guys. Thank you. And watch for the recording within the next couple days.
Thanks, Julia. You're awesome. Loved it.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Everybody.
Bye. See you. Bye.